You mentioned Tammy Abraham going off. Obviously, Callum Hudson-Odoi came on, but he was the sub that was subbed on and then subbed off. And Thomas Tuchel was quite scathing of his performance after the game. He says, I wasn't happy with his attitude, his energy, his counter-pressing. I took him off, he says, and we demand 100%, and I feel he is not in the right shape to help us.
I must have missed that.
Now, I thought he had an all right game. I didn't think there was anything wrong with his performance. In fact, I thought in some ways he sort of helped to add a bit of a dimension, if you like, to that final third for Chelsea.
I thought he was looking to get on the ball.
Yeah.
He was trying to spread the play, trying to stay wide. He's played really well up until this game. Look, the evidence will be on what happens when they play Atletico Madrid in midweek, how angry the manager was. It's a little bit strange for me because when you're a substitute and you're going to go on, you get a lot of information. So that you're either an assistant coach or you have your manager telling him what he expects. So you can't debate whether you didn't know you shouldn't have done something or you haven't fitted into the team how you should do. And then you go on and he takes you off. And I couldn't work out why he took him off. It wasn't like I felt he hasn't tracked anybody. He hasn't filled a space. He hasn't spread wide for when the play would want to come his side. He's doing all that while I'm watching the game. So it was a strange decision.
Regardless of that in itself, for you thinking that it was a strange decision, what did you make of him talking so openly about the decision to bring him off and the way he spoke about it? Was that right for a new manager to be scathing of quite a young player, or of any player, really?
Well, he's saying it like he's going to be with everybody like that. But I'm sorry, he was at PSG and he didn't talk to Neymar like that. And loads of games I watched where Neymar didn't do the things that he did and he never substituted Neymar. Okay, it's a 20-year-old lad that he substituted and made an example of. That I'm not so comfortable with because I didn't see anything wrong that he'd done. I've watched many a PSG games and watched Neymar do a lot of things, as brilliant as he could be, not do what a coach would want him to do, especially in the system that he was trying to play. Because if you're a wide man, you've got to work hard, you've got to backtrack and you've got to fill spaces. And Neymar didn't do that very often. So I've got this really weird feeling that it's going to be a really rough ride in the dressing room at Chelsea because of a lot of players have been left out who were in the first team. Say someone like Ben Chilwell. He's just totally been discarded, hasn't had an opportunity. And there'll be others. And he's coming in. It's okay when you're getting results, but there'll be did you see Ziyech's face when he was coming on? Did you see the conversation between the manager? He's literally listening, but he ain't listening. You can tell. He's just pan-faced. He's just looking. And to me, I thought he's going to have an issue with Ziyech. I could see it because Ziyech was unhappy. And there's nothing wrong with being unhappy as a player if you're not playing. You shouldn't be smiling and laughing if we're going to criticise Gareth Bale if he's happy sitting in the stands and not playing a part, then players have every right to be angry when they're not playing. So I feel I'm not quite sure how it's going to pan out for Tuchel. He's got to be careful because it's easy to pick on a 20-year-old who's played very well for him. Let's see what happens with Atletico.